All right, we're gonna start. So once again, thank you everybody for joining us in this powerful and educational Lunch and Learn. My name is Patricia Houston, and I'm here with our special guest, Claudia Lijo. Welcome, Claudia.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
So happy to have you here. And I'm sure everybody would like to know who is Claudia. So Claudia is the Education and Medical Outreach Coordinator for New Jersey Center for Tourette Syndrome and Associated Disorders, also known as NJCTS, right, Claudia?
Yes, that's it. You got it right.
Awesome. Moving forward, Claudia, what can you tell us about the New Jersey Center for Tourette Syndrome and Associated Disorders?
Okay, so New Jersey Center for Tourette Syndrome and Associated Disorders is located in Somerville, New Jersey. And we are a nonprofit organization that provides services for families of children with Tourette Syndrome. We're located in Somerville, as I said, but we serve all of New Jersey.
I think, just give me 1 second, I have to let somebody get in. All right. All right. And I think when we talk about Tourette syndrome, not a lot of people know what it is. Would you please clarify what the Tourette syndrome is?
Yes. Tourette syndrome, or as we also know it, is TS, is an inherited neurological disorder that is identified by uncontrollable motor and vocal tics. It usually comes up in the early childhood ages and has physical tics, and I can go into it a little bit more as well.
Okay. And what are some of the challenges that you hear from families or people with Tourette syndrome?
Well, the main challenges that I know of, and in addition to me working for NJCTS, I'm also a parent of somebody that has TS. The main challenge is trying to get a diagnosis, a correct diagnosis. TS, there's no test, there's no MRI, there's no blood work, there's nothing in particular that you can do to say, oh, okay, you have TS. This is a disorder that is mainly diagnosed by keeping a journal or kind of monitoring your child for at least a year and just knowing, identifying whether he has tics, he has motor tics, at least 2 motor tics and 1 vocal tic. So it's something that either you as a parent need to kind of keep track and then kind of, take it from there and see doctors. And on a personal story, when my son was diagnosed with TS, originally he was 6 years old, and we thought it was a cold because usually the tics are kind of identified as a little cough or as a little sniffing. So at the beginning when that was happening, we thought it was allergies. We thought it was a cold. So the medical professionals sometimes are not very much aware of this syndrome, and it kind of just goes undiagnosed, just take a little something for allergies, or no, he has a cold, and there goes years without knowing exactly what's going on. So that's the main struggle that I hear from families, especially on a personal level as well.
Why do you think TS can sometimes be misdiagnosed or misunderstood or underdiagnosed? What do you think is the reason for that?
Once again, it's because there's really no tests or anything like that that can actually diagnose it. And by observing your child, there's certain things that they start doing. If they're in school, they might be doing something, they might be moving around, they might be jerking their heads, they might be making a noise. And to the eye of a teacher or somebody that doesn't know anything about TS, you might think that child is just not behaving, or that child is just not listening. At home, you're thinking, oh, maybe it's a cold, maybe it's something else. And that's the main struggle, is just trying to figure it out. Is it really a cold? Is it allergies? Or is it something greater than that?
And it seems like there are also other mental health illnesses are associated with it. Would you please go?
Yes. with TS, unfortunately, and as we learn either as a parent or as somebody that has TS, is that we usually show a picture of an iceberg, and on the top you see the ticks. You see the child ticking, you see the child moving or making noises, but underneath that iceberg, you have all these associated disorders, and that kind of come out later on in life, in the life of the child, that are sometimes more bothersome than the actual tics, such as OCD, ADHD, anxiety, learning disabilities, sometimes anger. Also TS has been known to be in the small percentage in the autism spectrum. So on top of the fact that the child is kind of dealing with these tics and these movements and these vocal tics that they cannot control, they're suffering from other disorders that they're not aware of. And those sometimes are a lot more intense and more bothersome than the actual tics.
Claudia, I know that you have like a short video. Do you want to share the video now, or you want to wait?
Yes. And this is a good way for me to kind of, because it's kind of hard to explain it. But I'll show you a little video, and then you can kind of listen and take a look.
Please, yeah, because I'm sure everybody wants to see that video.
Yep. Hold on. Okay, there you go. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, very good.
In every school in America, there's probably at least one kid who has Tourette Syndrome. This is a program about what Tourette's is and what it's like to have it. Tourette syndrome is a certain brain defect. It's a neurological problem that I was born with that causes you to tic. Tics control our bodies, ticking like blank coughing, twitching, like snapping all the time, and do a lot of things people wouldn't like. Not contagious. Metal! They like come all the time. Coffee! It's there. Why do you have to make fun of it? They just think I'm real crazy. A person who has Tourette's isn't like a whole another person. Like me. I'm a regular kid. It feels weird because I'm in control of everything else. Why aren't I in control of that? Why can't I stop myself from doing that? Well, there it is. Try to hold back too much. You can't think of anything except holding them back, and you can't think of anything except doing them. That. Like I didn't mean to. I just feel like kind of funny inside. I say like, why can't I stop doing this? Why can't I stop doing this? If my hand twitch was really bad, I just hold it down on like a table and just take deep breaths or something and just try to make them stop. It's like they're like, it's like an itch. Like you have to like scratch it. You just do it. It's like controlling you in it, and you feel like you have to do it or else something's gonna happen. When I'm having a bad day and a lot of tics are coming out, I go really pretty much crazy. Okay, note for you. You need, before you go into school, you really need to tell people that you got Tourette's, or else it's gonna be a big hard time for you. They called me a monster. I felt terrible. I felt like I was evil. There's a point in a friendship with someone with Tourette's where they ask, I've always wondered, can you stop it? Can you like just stop? I had a tic, like a really loud screeching noise. All the kids would like tell me to stop and just keep staring at me. Stop it. And I would say, I can't. Stand up, dust yourself off and say, you know what, this sucks, but I'm gonna have to deal with it, you know? Kids with Tourette syndrome are just like any other kid, just with a few disabilities. But overall, we're like you.
And this is a whole series that was done on HBO, and I can send Patricia the link to it. So in case, Patricia, I think I stopped. There we go.
Yeah.
We're back, right?
Yeah, we're back.
So this is a whole series that was done on HBO about these kiddos, and they kind of tell you the stories about themselves. And I'll send Patricia the links in case you want to take a look at it and as a whole video. But that's pretty much what they go through. It's something that they cannot control. It's anticipatory. It appears in clusters sometimes, and anxiety makes it worse. Being excited about something sometimes makes it worse as well. Any kind of excitement, any anxiety, doing a test or having something going on at home, or like I said, even at the excitement of going on vacation sometimes can let it come out a little bit stronger.
Thank you for sharing that information. And Claudia, how can we support someone with Tourette syndrome?
Okay, so as a family or as a community, I'll tell you personally, as a family, you just support your child the best that you can. Try to find the resources. Make sure the school is aware of what's happening. Like I said before, sometimes not everybody's aware of it. It's very rare to have TS, and usually nobody's aware of all these other associated disorders. And even though sometimes a child might be able to hide the tics, they might have internal things going on, the anxiety of it, the anxiety of being embarrassed in front of their students. So it's very important that as a parent, just be the biggest advocate for your child. Make sure the school knows about it. Make sure that you contact NJCTS for additional resources. And as a community, just get educated, just like you're doing, Patricia, trying to get either community members or other organizations to find out about it. Because you might not have somebody that has TS, but you might be aware of somebody else that might need the services. And our biggest thing is to educate and advocate for our kiddos.
Wonderful. And let's go over suitable resources that families and providers can utilize, because it's important for them to know what resources they can use for this.
Absolutely. So here at NJCTS, we do a lot of referrals. We have referrals to providers, and that's mainly what the parents and of children with TS call us about. We do a lot of intakes. They want to know neurologists or psychologists or psychiatrists that they can work with. We don't actually treat TS, but we do provide a long list of providers that can help. Also, as a support to our families, we do virtual groups where we connect families with each other, because sometimes the child, especially if they're little, 7, 8, 9 years old, when you come out to when you have these disorders, you have no idea what's going on. You think you're the only one. So we put our families together with other families. We do events. We provide in-person events such as camp and recreations, and we do a lot of support system for families. We also do provide webinars that talk about TS, and not just TS, but other things, bullying, the associated disorders, ADHD, OCD, mindfulness. There's a lot of things that we can do that can help with TS that doesn't require medication. So we kind of try to find all these professionals that come to us and do these webinars to provide these services for the families.
And Claudia, let's go over contact information in case if someone needs to reach out.
Absolutely. Patricia will have it, and I can also send you a link and a copy of the presentation as well. If you have any questions, any concerns, you can contact us at njcts.org. You can contact me directly at clijo@njcts.org. I'm the education and communities coordinator, as I mentioned before, and I'll be able to either put you in contact with any resources that you might like. If you know of any schools that might benefit from one of our presentations, that's something that we're very big on it. We try to come into communities we do faculty and service presentations. We do youth advocate presentations where we come in and we educate the educators so they're aware of these things so they can actually help the child. We also do ground rounds to hospitals and nurses and medical students where we try to bring this information so they're aware of it. So when they have these patients go into the office, they don't just say, you know, it's an allergy, it's okay, let's try this and let's try that. So very big on that. So please, you know, give us a call or visit our website, or you do have my email address as well.
Right. Thank you, Claudia. Claudia, because I know, you know, we just want to cover everything, but we know this is just an overview.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's just recap in relation to what it is, resources, what we need to do, how we can support, all of that, and contact information. And then we're going to kind of put, do you have any other PowerPoint with additional contact information, or that was it?
We do. In my presentation, I can always put it I can share this screen if you like. It has the contact information. But once again, remember that TS is a inherited disorder. It comes with associated disorders. Sometimes those bother more than the actual tics. Mm-hmm. We provide a huge list of resources for our families. That's our main thing, is just to provide support and to families, communities, and providers as well. So once again, we're more than willing to come in and do a full, like you said, this is a very short overview of what we do and a little overview of what TS is all about. But in our presentations, we kind of go into details and school accommodations and accommodations at home that we can do for their kids, and mindfulness and additional resources that we provide. So we can do a full-blown presentation where we also bring a child with TS and we'll talk about their experiences as well.
Wonderful. Well, Claudia, thank you very much for being here with us. Any final thoughts in relation to this topic?
I don't know. I really want to thank you for this opportunity. Like I said, it's really hard for us, especially with pandemic, to come out and reach out to the community. So we really thank you, Patricia, for giving us the opportunity to talk a little bit about us. And once again, if there's anything else that we can do, we're here.
No problem. We are very happy to have you. And also, I just want to remind everybody, the contact information and everything you guys need to know will be right below this video. And if you have any questions or something, we're gonna turn off the recorder so you guys gonna have time to ask any questions that you might have. But once again, I want to thank every single person for being here with us. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.